Welcome. Today we are going to talk about how to manifest more money. And this is something that is a hot topic. A lot of people are struggling and they feel like they're very limited with their career. This could be you. You may feel like I only make a certain amount. I can't get farther ahead. I can't move ahead. I'm working paycheck to paycheck. If this is you, this is your video. If you don't know me, my name's Deborah. I'm a transformational healer and intuitive coach, and I help people to manifest their dream life. It could be a partner, it could be more money, it could be a better career, better health, whatever it is. This is a manifestation hack that can bring the money that you want instantly. And I want to share with you that this is something that is step by step proven to work. So let's get into it. I want you to bring out a piece of paper or journal and I want you to write your intention. The first thing you do is write an intention. I allow myself to make X amount of money. You've got to get specific. Now, this is something that is not woo woo and it is not unattainable because what you're going to do is tune in to the beingness that you are. And what is your beingness? It's the highest consciousness that runs the universe. It is your soul. It is your beingness already has perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect love. All you're doing is tapping in to what you already have. And the reason why you're struggling is because the mind keeps us limited. We have limiting beliefs around money. And this is going to help you to release those limiting beliefs and allow for the flow of the universe to come in. You don't have to figure out the how, you just put your order in and get very specific. So, first step is to write an intention. I allow myself to make, let's say, 10,000 a month or 20,000 a month, whatever it is. The mind is going to think it's radical, but we'll get to that in a moment. So write it out. I allow myself. When you say I allow, you are coming from your beingness. You're bringing it in. You're just tapping into it. I allow. You're not saying I want it. Of course you want it, but you're going to release the wanting. So you allow it to come in. So you write on the top of the piece of paper, I allow for 10,000 a month easily. Put that word there because that can be a trigger word. Easily. So read that sentence and how do you feel about it? Because what's going to happen most likely is doubts are going to come in. Doubts from your mind. Your mind's going to say, well, I only make 5,000 a month. How can I manifest 10,000 a month? Write that down. That's a doubt. Any and all thoughts that negate what you are bringing in. Because the trick here is that this is not magic and it's not woo woo. It might seem like it at first because the world has so many limitations that are we're being bombarded by in social media, the news, everything. So this is going against the grain. So what you're doing is you're setting the intention, you're putting the order in, and now you're going to allow the mind to hopefully not have any doubts. But if you do have doubts, write them down. Well, I've been struggling all my life. I've never been able to get ahead. Write that down. Because what you're doing is you're making your conscious mind become conscious of the subconscious mind. Because this is what's running the show. Your subconscious mind has a lot of limiting beliefs that have been accumulated from possibly your childhood, right? You might have been growing up with very little money. Maybe your parents always struggled. Maybe they were always saying money doesn't grow on trees. What are you, Rockefeller? I mean, that kind of thing. It gets imprinted in our subconscious mind. So now you're going in there with your flashlight and going into the attic of the subconscious mind, putting the light on these thoughts and releasing them. So what you're doing is you're identifying first, what are they? And so even just becoming aware of them is 50% of the battle. So you see what they are and you go, okay, I can do without this. I can release this. Now, how do you release these thoughts? You just stop paying attention to them because you've been letting them run the show. and you're always feeling these emotions of frustration, feeling like stuck, all this stuff. So releasing these thoughts are going to also release the emotion. That's what you're releasing, the emotional charge of these thoughts that are keeping your situation at play. Okay. So that's the first step, writing the intention. The second step is releasing. This is very important. What I was just saying, you become aware of these thoughts and you start to release them. Now, it's helpful to have a coach by your side, like me, where I can really guide you and help you and see where are these blocks, what are your thoughts, what's going on here, and help you even energetically through energy releasing to help you release. But you can do this on your own. That's why I'm doing this video. So consciously see these limiting beliefs and let your mind write them all down and take some time. Have your journal and write as much as you can, and it will reveal to you that you have doubts and you don't believe. Because Rhonda Byrne from the movie The Secret and the book The Secret, she talks about ask, believe, receive. Well, asking is easy. Believing is, I believe, is the hardest part. And then receiving is pretty easy, right? But this is where you see your blocks because there's a lot of disbelief. So many people won't even try this because they don't believe it's possible. So now you are looking at step two, you're starting to release what is in the way. You become conscious of these limiting beliefs and you release what's in the way. Third step is receiving. It's receiving. And what is receiving? You are changing your frequency and you're starting to, third step is writing a new script. So you've set the intention. I allow myself to make 10,000 a month. And then you start writing all of your dreams about having 10,000 a month. What kind of life are you living? Where are you living? What kind of house are you living in? What kind of car are you driving? What kind of lifestyle? Think big, dream, because the mind doesn't know the difference between it happening now in your mind or happening in the future. It is, you are changing the frequency of the sense of lack and going into the sense of abundance. So you visualize, you sit and visualize writing everything down so that you can have it on paper to see that this is your intention and this is what it feels like. Feel it. That's very important, to feel it. Feel it and believe it. And this is what Joe Dispenza does in his work, and it works. Okay, but here I'm keeping it really simple. Is just be specific. Be specific. Have fun. Children are like this. They have no limiting beliefs because they say, I want ice cream and I want it now. And they don't think about it might make me fat. I shouldn't have it. Nothing. There's no limitation. That's how you want to really approach this. So after you visualize it, then you're going to release it to the universe. And that's the hardest part because sometimes we try to control, we look for the results. We're always looking. And then if it doesn't happen in the 3D, in the physical realm, we get really discouraged. And that's when people give up. And that's the time to not give up. Because when you least expect it, the universe will provide it. And this is the cool part. Rhonda Byrne has a new book out, audio book called Countdown to Riches. And I love that book because it really helps to train the mind to believe what we already have. And I said this in the beginning of the video. We already are the wealth. And because we want the wealth, it's because we already have it. But we pretend that we don't have it through our limiting beliefs. We keep ourselves separate from it. So if we are the universe and everything is ours, if you can experience this, take a step back from your mind for a second and go, I'm gonna take on what she's saying. I'm gonna take on what Deborah's saying and go, I am the universe. Everything is mine. Everything is, I'm one with everything, with with all of life. And when you can experience that, where you feel one with everyone, everyone is you pushed out, and every place you go is yours, you're going to open your field and turn on the faucet of the universe, and money is going to come so easily from known and unknown sources. Your only job is to release the limiting beliefs. That's it. And visualize what you want. Because up until now, you probably have been looking at your bank account, stressing out, worrying. And that's basically what you're doing, is thinking of what you don't want. So you keep getting more of what you don't want. This is so jarring to the mind because we think that worrying is going to make it better, but it actually makes it worse. So the more we think about what we want, the more we will get more of that. Okay. And this is not something I pulled out of left field. This is from Lester Levinson, who is my teacher's teacher. My teacher is Laura Lucille. And I also talk a lot about Rhonda Byrne. She follows these same principles. And that is that it's not magic. You can actually you can actually manifest something from nothing, because the void of the universe is plentiful, and you can manifest anything you want. And the trick also is to have conviction, because a lot of people drop off because they don't believe. So even if you are not seeing results right away, keep releasing, keep looking at your intention and go, is there anything else? Are there any other doubts that I can possibly see that are lurking in my subconscious mind that I can release? That's very helpful. But also have that conviction. And I always say, despite all appearances to the contrary, it is done. It's happened. I say that to myself. And whenever I do that, because I too get frustrated, okay? Sometimes I don't see the results and I go, oh my God, I can't believe this. Really? You know, and then I catch myself and I say, no, don't believe it. Don't believe these frustrating thoughts. That's how you get out of the apathy about it. Okay? Is don't believe. So whenever a negative thought comes up, just say, I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. And go about your day. And the more you do that, the more those doubts will collapse. And then you will start to see results. But even if they don't happen right away, because when you are fully released, they will. They always will. And when you have that conviction, it's in your solar plexus. I feel it in my solar plexus. And when I have 100% conviction, despite all appearances to the contrary, I know it's going to happen. And I feel so much energy. I have so much energy. You will know if you have that conviction because you will have a lot of energy. And when you have that conviction, it moves mountains. It can move a mountain. So if your conviction, your dynamic will, I call it bullet train will, when you have that will, you if you can move a mountain with that will, you can manifest any money that you want. Open yourself up, because we've been so focused on the physical that we don't even think that it's possible to have what we want. And so many people are in disbelief and in apathy. And this will pull you right out of apathy. And it is so amazing. It is miraculous. And when you are fully released, it will drop into your lap. So I hope this video helps. And I hope that you, like and subscribe to my channel and join my community, or book a private session. I can talk you through this. I can really help you to manifest this money that you want fast. The last part of this is receiving. I think I mentioned that, but it's receiving. Receive Allow it to come to you in ways that you would never dream. And that's the job of the universe. You don't have to figure out the how at all. You don't have to figure out the how. Just put your order in, visualize, feel it, have a great time, let it go, release it to the universe, and let the universe figure out the how. The universe loves to surprise you, and be open to how it comes, because if it doesn't come instantly, sometimes people will come into your life and say, go do this, go do that. That the universe is guiding these people to help you to go where the money is. Okay, so enjoy the journey. And I hope that this really helped you. And if it did and you experiment, I would love to hear the comments, see the comments. And you can always message me. I love to hear the wins and people sharing the wins. So join my community. Everything is in the description in this video. Have a great day.